You're watching Newsx and I'm Savri Jindal. The Pahalgam terror attack is easily the most heinous terror attack Jammu and Kashmir has witnessed since the Pulwama terror attack. The official confirmation right now is that 26 people have been killed while dozens have been injured. The attack happened at around 2:30 p.m. when 4 terrorists wearing masks opened fire on a group of terrorists. The terrorists fired incessantly at the tourists, which caused major panic with people running in all directions. Home Minister Amit Shah has interacted with victims' kin. Security has been heightened after 2 terrorists neutralized in Baramulla. In fact, joining us at this point of time is a very special guest. We're being joined by Ambassador Vardhan Shringla, former Foreign Secretary. So thank you so much for taking out time and speaking to us on Newsx. Unfortunately, this discussion and conversation is happening at a very upsetting time, sir. What do you make of this terror attack that has taken place, the magnitude of course, the terrorism? 26 innocent lives have been claimed.
No, you're very right in saying that this is the most heinous terrorist attack we have witnessed in Jammu and Kashmir since Pulwama in 2019. And I think in many senses, it is in response to the success of policies that have brought Jammu and Kashmir and the people of Jammu and Kashmir into the mainstream of our country. Abrogation of Article 370 has resulted in great amount of benefits for the people of Jammu and Kashmir. I recall that when we held our G20 meeting in 2023, exactly 2 years ago, in Srinagar, it was a game changer. I mean, I think the people of the Union Territory realized that with so many foreign delegates coming from all over the world into Srinagar, there was a very, very strong dividend, for peace and security. Visited Jammu and Kashmir in 2023. The figures must be higher now, and everybody in that Union Territory became a stakeholder in ensuring peace that would give them the sort of dividend and benefits that it would bring in terms of tourist revenues and the percolation down to all sections of society. And government also initiated a lot of measures, development and other measures that reached grassroots levels that had never been done. Since then, we had elections. You have an elected government in Jammu and Kashmir. And I think all of this is making our friends across the border very uneasy. The comments of Pakistan Chief of Army Staff Asim Munir the other day saying that Kashmir is our juggler, I think is a matter of concern and should be examined very carefully. But in any case, I mean, what is very evident is that there is no support for a resumption of terrorism in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. There's no traction for it among the people. This is clearly, state-sponsored terrorism, cross-border terrorism, and we have to get down to the bottom of what this is. Who are the perpetrators? Who are the sponsors? How has it happened? And we should have to take swift, decisive action. We should not hesitate to take lethal measures where necessary to eliminate terrorists. And if Pakistan's link is corroborated, then we should work to diplomatically isolate Pakistan for its continued support for terrorism after all of these years. I think it has come back into becoming again an epicenter of terrorism and supporting terrorism in other countries, particularly in India.
Right, absolutely, sir. I'd also like to understand from you, in your assessment, do you think this terror attack was planned according to the Prime Minister's visit to Saudi Arabia, the fact that US Vice President J.D. Vance was in India, and also considering the fact that we have the Amarnath Yatra that is scheduled to kickstart in July of this year? Do you think that this attack was to create a fear amongst people, considering the fact that Jammu and Kashmir has had a big major footfall of people coming in, tourism had been boosting?
Absolutely. I, for one, do not believe in coincidences. In 2020, when US President Donald Trump was visiting India, there was a sort of outburst of communal violence and attention away. This was designed to force attention away from the importance of the visit and the importance of the talks between the two leaders. Similarly, when Vice President J.D. Vance is visiting India, you have a similar, incident, but terrorist incident this time very, very carefully orchestrated, also to coincide with Prime Minister Modi's visit to Saudi Arabia. As you say, this is a very important visit because Saudi Arabia has become a strategic partner. It has shifted from having a close relationship with Pakistan, a security relationship with Pakistan, and some level of ambiguity with India, to making India one of its major strategic partners. An initiative, I think, that has all credit for which has to be given to Prime Minister Modi. He is the only Prime Minister to visit Saudi Arabia 3 times. He has reached out. The Saudis under His Highness Mohammed bin Sultan have reciprocated his gestures, and today it's a wonderful, very, very positive relationship that goes beyond security into the economy, investments, technology, etc. So I think this is designed to derail all of this. This is designed to attract attention to what they want to portray as a domestic issue of terrorism within the country, domestic violence, etc. And I think this design will not succeed, as it has not succeeded in the past, simply because everybody is aware of the machinations that go behind all of these actions.
Right, absolutely, sir. When we were looking at Jammu and Kashmir, the word synonymous was Badalta Jammu and Kashmir. Stone pelting had gone down to 0. You had an election that took place where there was no violence reported. There was a record of 50% voter turnout that we saw. There have been multiple educational institutions and medical colleges that have been established in the recent past. Who has a problem with that, and what should we do with those elements?
No, absolutely. As I said, the people of Jammu and Kashmir have become stakeholders in the peace process. They have become beneficiaries. I think it's important to isolate, those elements, the few elements who are supportive of the cross-border terrorism, the overground elements that have provided some arms and support to these terrorists who are operating in the Pahalgam area in Anantnag district. And I think it's very important, again, to very carefully investigate quickly so that the links between, these terrorist attacks and its supporters and sponsors become very, very evident as soon as possible.
Right, so absolutely. My last question to you, as a citizen of this country, what are your hopes and expectations?
Well, as I said, I think the entire country and people of the country are united in condemning this very, very heinous attack against our citizens on the basis of religion. There is absolutely no basis of this in our secular society. And I think the whole idea is to divide our society, is to ensure that there are gaps within our secular framework. And at the same time, I think call into question the success of the abrogation of Article 370. And as I said, Jammu and Kashmir being drawn into the mainstream of our country. I think the expectation would be that the government, as I said, would take swift and decisive action against the terrorists and their sponsors, should not hesitate to use lethal means if necessary. And as we find that there are links between the terrorists and its sponsors, especially Pakistan, we should work to diplomatically isolate Pakistan. I may add that we've got strong support from our partners across the world, including the United States. President Trump has come out very strongly. If you recall, in 2019, I was in the United States when President Trump, after the Pulwama attacks, said that India had the right to self-defense. It's a very, very important statement. And this time again, he has said, "I'm with Prime Minister Modi. We are with India in the face of these incidents." Russia, President Putin has come out. We've got support from across the world. We need to use that diplomatic, support that we're receiving at this moment to ensure that we move quickly. We find the evidence. We provide rock solid evidence to nail Pakistan, for its actions on this cross-border episode, and take whatever steps are necessary to bring them to book.
Absolutely, sir. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on Newsx, taking out time and sharing your perspectives on this very, very crucial development that has taken